more credit being in the capital markets versus in the banks? How should we be thinking about that?
This great idea that U.S. citizens don't own credit and U.S. citizens don't own equities is really kind of interesting because, back in my good old days when I used to work for a living, when we sold stock and we sold bonds, our biggest buyers were the pension funds from the teachers unions and the police unions and all those things. I thought those were just normal people, and so they actually own those assets. So we were disseminating those assets into what I would call retail America. The question to me is not who owns those assets. I mean, it's really not who owns those assets. The question to me is how much leverage is there behind those assets? Because that's what ultimately comes down to the whole financial crisis, the whole stability and safety and soundness of the system, is if there are hedge funds owning those assets or there are asset managers owning those assets and they're paid in full, there's no issue, there's no problem. The only problem is they can go down in value, but look, there's ways, that's what happens. Markets go up, markets go down. To the extent that they're leveraging them and they're being provided a lot of leverage through the banking system ultimately owns the risk anyways. Because the banking system can ultimately, if the ultimate owner defaults or can't repay them because they're over levered on their credit portfolio, the banking system bears the brunt of it. So to me, that's the question, Jay.